Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya Louisa. How are you? It is a rainy night here in New York City, and so I put my babies to bed and I was like, ooh, I get a chance to do a video. So I'm excited to be here and to be talking about this topic that's so important for us to remember, to realize. So if you're interested in knowing how to really cultivate and protect your feminine energy, then sit back and relax, listen to this video, let it soak in. And I just pray that everyone is doing well, that's hearing the sound of my voice. So, the first thing that I want to say is that as a feminine energy being, feminine essence being, one of the main things that's so important for us, for all human beings, but especially for the feminine, is movement. So that's number one. I put that number one on purpose. Is movement, is your body. So I am a dancer, and I believe that dance truly did save my life. I grew up in Brooklyn and I was around like the wrong crowd, you can say, as a teenager. And because I was in this rigorous dance school, I didn't have enough time in my schedule to be hanging out as much as my peers. So I had to go straight from school to jump on the A train to go all the way to Manhattan to take dance classes. By the time I got home, it was homework, it was dinner, it was bed. My peers, however, had a lot more free time and got into a lot of trouble. I was like really hanging out with the wrong crowd, to be honest with you. Dance saved my life because it helped me to be more disciplined. But how it saves my life now and how it can really work for you is that movement is the feminine. We must move our body. It's so important, not only just for your health, but for the energy in your body to circulate, to move. So imagine if you have to sit at your desk all day, that energy is then just being pulled into just your sacrum because you're sitting down. So like all of the blood is just sitting at your hips. All of your breath might not be circulating as much. Your blood is not circulating as much. So it's so important to move your body, to get into your body. Your body is the key. That is where you come alive. That is really your realm, is the body, is knowing your body, being present in your body. Think about like I like to watch the nature shows. My kids are young, so you know when you watch the nature shows and you're watching like a jaguar in nature, a jaguar is not thinking about, oh, should I take the next step? Like the jaguar is not in the mental plane. The jaguar is present in the body, just moving with so much grace and so much presence and ease and confidence. And that's really what you want to do. You want to be able to find some type of movement, whether it's Tai Chi, is belly dancing with me, it's could be martial arts, it could be swimming, it could be kickboxing, whatever is your theme, do it consistently. Get into the body, even if it's just some deep stretching, whatever it is, because that helps you to awaken more, it helps you to be present, it helps you to bless the cells of your body, it helps you to just totally shift your frequency and come into more of your feminine energy. Is through the body. So that cannot be overlooked. That cannot be overlooked. Many people do, but I want you to really cultivate a practice of coming into the body and doing something that brings you joy. Doing something that brings you joy, because if you like it, you're going to be consistent with it, and that's the most important thing. So I cannot stress this enough. Get into your body. Do what you love to do. loving your body. That's number one. Okay? Number two, I want you to have very strong boundaries. Boundaries. So boundaries are never something that has to be a conversation. When I want you to think about boundaries, I want you to think about embodied boundaries. So it's not something that has to be said. It has to be something that's embodied for you. Boundaries are about asking yourself, what am I available for and what I'm not? So it's really just something for you. It's an internal thing. You have internal boundaries that you know that what you're available for and what you're not available for. So I'll give you an example. There can be a woman that is dating a guy, and the guy, God forbid, right? But the guy cheats on her. So that's a boundary. And she might be like, oh, well, like, he's so great, and he apologized. Even though it's a boundary for her, if she dissolves that boundary, if she doesn't uphold it, and she lets it slide, she lets him buy her a gift and then like forget about it, then he knows that she doesn't have a strong boundary, and eventually he's going to do it again because she accepted it. So it's never about the other person. It's about you asking yourself what you're available for and what you're not. If the guy knows, I will lose her if I do this, he's not going to cross that boundary. He knows that he can't treat her that way, that she has high standards, she has high value, she has strong boundaries. And so he knows that he can't just act all willy-nilly, that he has to come with his A game. So the boundaries are about what you are available for and what you're not. And standing in your power, being really, really confident, and being really, really just saying, what am I available for and what I'm not, knowing that this is an abundant universe and that you hold your standards high, you hold your boundaries high, and the right people will come into your life and respect your boundaries. And those are the people that are meant to be in your life. The people who do not respect your boundaries don't deserve your energy, and it's okay to let them go. Again, this is abundant universe, and we have to hold our strong boundaries. It's all about what you're available for yourself. It's an internal thing. Your boundaries are your own embodiment. So that's really important. Tip number 3 is prioritizing rest. This was a challenging one for me because I love to work. I love the work that I do. And I just was really hard for me to rest. Really, really hard for me to rest. People would tell me like, oh, just take a nap when your baby naps. And I'm like, when my baby naps, there's like 17 things I want to do and have to do. But I'm really, really shifting that, and I'm really, really prioritizing my rest now, really creating more space in my schedule just to relax. And this is very new for me. This is a new energy, but I love it. The other day, it was my day 1 of my cycle, and I just rested. I don't think I ever rested that much since it had been a long time, but I rested for a long time. And that gave me even more energy than I ever could imagine I could have. It was so beautiful, it was so nourishing. It was amazing. It was amazing. So prioritize your rest. Think of your rest now. Your rest is profitable. Why do I say your rest is profitable? Because while you're resting, while you're recuperating, you are able to connect more dots. You're able to look at your life in a different way. You're able to tap into a different energy that you're not, if you're just on a hamster wheel running to do, you're not gonna see things. So when you rest, you're actually working smarter, not harder, because from the restful space, you can really see, I could actually delegate that, or that task that I was about to do is not that important. You know, you're able to really sit back, prioritize what is important, prioritize what you can delegate and what you can, you know, hire someone else to do. Whatever it is, it's something that just keeps you out of like the hamster wheel energy, and keeps you like really being very into the energy of working a lot smarter instead of harder, because that hardworking energy, that busy energy, that's a frequency that is so easy to get locked into, because you're just going. And so it's really important as you take those times to rest, prioritize rest, turn that phone off. I'm good with that. I could turn my phone off, but I want you to really like take this seriously. Your body is like needing more rest than you think. And rest in a nourishing way, rest in like a way that is free from distractions. Just take your time and rest. Ooh, number 4, this is one I think that is like my biggest challenge over the last several years, is to reevaluate your automatic responses. Holy beep. Reevaluate automatic responses. So what does this mean? This means that when it comes to your life and there's like a decision to be made, let's say someone's like, oh, I want you to jump in a car with me and let's drive to DC and let's do this. And you're like, yeah, you just say it because you're like, oh, I feel so excited. I'm so happy that she asked me, and it's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so adventurous. Yeah, like you just say it. What will happen is you will get locked into doing something that you had no business doing. You get locked into the moment of excitement or the moment of feeling like obligation. Sometimes we feel obligated because, oh, this is my really good friend and she's always there for me and she needs me, blah 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 blah. You could get so locked into that you end up saying and committing your time, your energy, your focus, which is like one of the greatest, most potent things that you can give in the world, and you end up like attaching that to something you have no business doing. So what I want you to do is, anytime there is a decision, I want you to create space, create a pause before answering. Sometimes we say yes too quickly and we don't really tap into our body to see, is this really a yes? So instead, what you can do is be like, thank you so much for asking me. I have to think about it for a second. Give me a little time to think about it and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Create a little space between like automatically saying yes and also automatically saying no. So that means that if someone can ask you to do something, you might be like, no, I'm not doing that. Automatically, instead of thinking about it for a while and being like, did I say it? Did I like just automatically say no because this experience is going to stretch me? Did I automatically say no out of just like an automatic response instead of really thinking about the blessing that this experience or this person is presenting to me? So we have these habitual ways of responding. And I want you to do is I want you to snap out of that habitual thing and create space between either saying yes or no. tap into your body. Your body is a huge, huge resource to you. And in my course, Enchantress, we really, really get into the body. We get into like tapping into the body wisdom to create our decisions. So I go in through like a whole series and a whole method through this in the course. But here and now, you can as well, tapping into your body, taking time, really feeling in, is this a yes? Or is my body saying, no girl, don't do that. Really, really create space between those decisions, because that will save you a lot of time, a lot of energy, and it could also like propel you into different avenues and different doors that are opening up for you that you might in the moment have been scared to walk through that door, but that's the door that you are meant to walk through. So create space between those decisions. Trust me. It can be a bit, for me it was a bit challenging, maybe not for you. Let me know. But for me, I was like working on it for a while. Okay, we are at tip number 5, which is a healthy spiritual life. So we are all these beautiful human beings, and in fact my name Maya in many different cultures means different things, but one of the meanings of Maya, it means illusion. And what that means, and what I feel called to like teach in my work, is that Maya is the illusion. It is like como like the Matrix, in that the illusion is that we are not part of God. Whatever you call God, Allah, Creator, all the names, yes? So we have this illusion that we're just human beings and we go through life as just these blobs of flesh, when in fact the truth is that we are part of God, that God exists inside of all of us. And tapping into that God self, tapping into that goddess energy, the God energy, that is what helps us to get through life without this heavy burden on our shoulders, but really, really illuminating in our own spirituality, in our own blessing, in our own connecting to God, connecting to the Creator. And so when you have a spiritual life, a healthy spiritual life, what that looks like, it looks like going within every single day. So one of my favorite quotes from Katherine Dunham, eBay, she's one of like the most inspiring women to me. She's the reason why I do everything that I do. Google her, Katherine Dunham. She's amazing. Had the opportunity to dance for her twice in my life before she transitioned. But she has a famous quote where she says, "Go within every day and so that the world does not," no, she says, okay, I'm butchering it. Let me start again. Boop. "Go within every day, find the inner strength so that the world does not blow your candle out." That's what she said. So go within every day. In prayer, in meditation, go within. Find your connection to the Creator. Spend time in prayer, spend time in meditation, spend time with your higher self, with your God self, so that the world doesn't blow your candle out. So that's what healthy spiritual life looks like. So in order to be illuminated in your feminine energy, it's very important to have a healthy spiritual life, to have a life where you are not just being torn in all these different places of like what's happening on social media and the media and everything that's outside of you. It's really important that you cultivate this practice of going within, and that helps you to just become stronger in your own essence and who you are. So that is tip number 6. That was 5. Number 6, sisterhood. Drama-free sisterhood. So as women, we are deeply, deeply nourished by our relationships with other women. It's so important for us to be seen, to be heard, to be held, to be in communion with other women. Our ancestors survived and thrived off of having these relationships with other women. We used to be very in a collective and like sitting by the woman fire at night, learning all of these things. And so if you've ever been to a retreat or a live event where it's just all women doing like healing work, if you've been to like one of my events or we're dancing together, you know, afterwards you just feel so filled up and you feel so nourished and you feel so good. It's amazing for our soul as women to be together, to be seen by each other. And so for you, what that means is having a group, a sisterhood of friends, of sisters that you love them, they love you, and you guys are just like uplifting each other. It's so important to have these relationships. It's so important that if you have a bad day or something's going on, you have your sisters there. I have my group, you know, that keep me afloat, they keep me alive, they keep me above water. So that's just so essential. It's so essential to have a group of women that is drama free, right? That is just pure sisterhood, is pure love. So if you don't have that, go to some retreats, find different people, find your tribe, find your sisterhood. And in order to be a good friend, in order to have good friends, it's important to be a good friend. So if you find that, you know, you don't have good relationships, it starts with you. It starts with you reaching out, making, you know, like, be that good friend, and you will notice that's how you really water your relationships. Checking in with people. Let's go get it. Do dinner and a dance class. That's what I love to do. Dinner and a dance class. Different things like that. Water your relationships with your girls. So essential to life. With my girls, like before I had babies, we used to get out together a lot more, but we used to go together like once a month. We would do different things. One time it was like just making pizza. We went to go check out salsa dancing, or we went to like a chocolate museum, or we used to do different things, like so much fun. Now we still get together. We have a Valentine's thing and we get together, we do lunches, or we go to the spa. But it's the best. It's the best, honestly. I love my girls. Okay, so number 7 is to cultivate your sacred sexuality and life force energy. This is essential to your feminine energy, to your essence, to a healthy expression of who you are. And there's so much shame, there's so much guilt, there's so many things that come with the concept of your sacred sexuality as women. And so it's important to have a healthy expression of that. It's important to be using that energy, that life force energy, in a way that nourishes you, that replenishes you and your soul. It's like, sorry, I heard something, but it's so important because that is one of the most potent energies on the planet. It is the energy that lives within you that can actually triple. It's the only energy and force that can actually triple. So when you learn to use that energy in different ways, you can use it to enhance your health. You can use it for manifesting things. You could use it for enhancing your beauty. You can use it for creating more wealth for yourself. All of these things. But I find that many people get into these sticky situations where they feel like they're in obligation, or they don't even know any better, and they're misusing this potent life energy force in obligation situations, in ways that's not serving them, in ways that's just depleting and making you super tired, making you super drained, making you just, it also, when there's like this element of obligation, this when you're using your sacred sexual energy, when it's not a hell yes for you, when it's like an obligation thing or just like some weird energy around it, that can actually be like fragmenting pieces of your soul. And so you really want to learn the energetics, call that energy back into you, and learn how to use that energy in a way that really fills you up in such just radiant, magnificent ways. I'm getting ready. So this is the work that I teach in the Enchantress. This is the Sacred Sexual Energy course that I'm teaching. I'm getting ready to start teaching in a few days, and I'm like getting all of the coursework together. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I'm like, because I teach from my embodiment, so I'm going through all of the practices and doing them every day, and it's just so yummy. So yes, if you would like to join us, the link is in the description box. It's going to be a beautiful experience. Beauty, power, sacred sexual energy, live calls, dance, yoga, somatic healing, energy work, jade egg exercises, all that good stuff. So that is Enchantress. And so the last one is number 8. This is so essential, and it's just the continuation, the continuously being available and committed to my inner work, committed to healing, committed to this journey. So at every level in your life, in order to get to the next level, you have to shed some things, you have to learn some things, you have to embody new energy. So there's parts of, that's why it's like the number 8 tip is just to be continuously on your healing journey, because at every level there's more to it, there's more to go. It's never like, oh, I healed, I'm done, I'm good, next. Like, it's always going to be unraveling in different layers and different moments. And so it's being committed to just being on this journey of really like, it's like layers, unraveling one layer, then you go deeper and you get deeper and you get deeper. And it doesn't have to be this like excruciating crying all the time, you know, the slow cry where you're just like in the shower hugging your knees. It's not always like that. Sometimes it's just like a deep aha moment. Sometimes it's just like, oh, okay, I know where I picked that up, and now I can reframe that, I can rework that, I can just change different things. So it's really a path of self-discovery. It's a path of unlearning things and of learning new things. So I think that the last tip is just about being a commitment to being on this journey, to being on the journey of, from being somebody that you're like existing and being very influenced by outside, to learning to take off all of the layers that have been passed on to you, that have been put onto you, the conditioning, the miseducation stuff, and then seeing yourself through the eyes of God. I really believe that's what healing is about. It's not seeing yourself as the way that the world wants us to see ourselves. Because remember, we live in a capitalist society that preys off of our insecurities, that preys off of us, you know, doubting ourselves, doubting our power, that preys off of us being unhealthy, that preys off of us being anxious. They, you know, that's how it's cultivated in society. And so we have to learn how to live and how to breathe and how to exist as these magnificent human beings and really see yourself through the eyes of God. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And so that is my message. It's my message to you. Please join us for Enchantress. It's going to be an incredible, unforgettable experience. I'm so excited to teach this work. I'm so just thrilled to just put it all into a journey. Like I'm literally walking with you side by side, going through this beautiful, beautiful work. And I'm just really excited to put it all together. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. I love to get the comments. And please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I drop a new video, because I drop videos at random times. So then you'll always know when a new video comes out. Have a beautiful and blessed evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love.